Now, baby, the way you all carried on tonight, I mean, carried on. Y'all just screaming and yelling and then laughing, and y'all were all over the place. And hey, I was here for every bit of it. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Married to Medicine, episode 5, season 11. All over the place. All over the place. I knew it was going to be some mess when we started off when that doggone Jackie said, you know, Toya is like an anal itch. You know that you just can't get to? Jackie? You know that's a loaded statement, right, Jackie? But I'm just going to leave that alone. I'll just leave it alone. They started right off where they ended up, where they were working on this here Carter, Cowboy Carter photo shoot. Now, if I'm being honest, and I'm being honest, the photo shoot didn't blow me away. And the truth of the matter is, the fry guy had the worst outfit of everybody other than Contessa. Jackie had the best. And the outfits were cool, but the fry guy's outfit, I wasn't here for it. I wasn't here for it at all. Funny enough, Heavenly and Sweet T's picture together was everything. It was the best picture in the bunch. The best picture in the bunch. Phaedra's picture looked like she was getting ready to fart. She looked so stuffed and so uncomfortable, and it looked like she was getting ready to fart. She was giving me Elvis Presley tease. I said, no. And Toya was just pushing. I mean, but that's Toya. Toya's pushy. She was just pushing him around and carrying on, and she was in her element. That's Toya. So I laughed at that. But the photo shoot, I was like, can we move on past this? And then we got Miss Chalet. Miss Chalet is a Beyonce impersonator, and I'm like, okay, cool, I got it. She came in to do direction for the photo shoot. Now she did that. When she was directed, it was much better than when Toya was doing whatever the hell that was that Toya called herself doing. I said, child, listen, somebody's playing with the budget. When you really want a good photo shoot, down to the Bravo, down to Atlanta, everybody goes and gets Billy Blanks. Why y'all ain't gonna get Billy Blanks? You took all the time out to go get a Beyonce impersonator. If you're going to get a Beyonce impersonator, you must go to the top of the line to copy things that she does. Why didn't y'all get Billy Blanks? Billy Blanks would have gave you what you needed, baby. He would have set up something for y'all, and he would have gave us what we needed. I wasn't impressed with the photo shoot. I'm sorry. I just have to tell the truth on that. But Miss Chalet, she did good in her direction and stuff once she got there. She performed for the ladies later on, and then it was just this weird, awkward thing that they did with like telling her some of the problems they were having. Don't nobody know her? Don't nobody know her, and ain't nobody trying to tell her why we argue. Ma'am, mind your business. Okay? You keep on dancing to Alien Superstar and shut up and mind your business. I just thought that was weird. I said, whatever. I just was like, let's move on past that. Then they go on back over to the town where they're from. And we got the men with their boys. So we see Michael and Miles over there with Cecil, and they're cooking, doing what Michael and Miles do. Michael and Miles are so out there. They just out there. They don't focus long. Neither one of them. They like, he tried to teach them how to cook, and Child, finally, Miles was like, this is taking too long. I'm hungry. I'm hungry now. I said, Lord have mercy, them boys. It's just like Simone. Just like Simone. Cecil fussed at them about the whole thing with them sticking them up or standing them up, not sticking them up. Lord have mercy. They stuck, listen, Cecil and Simone stuck them up for the charge for cleaning their apartment. They stood Cecil and Simone up for the cleaning day. That was just what it was. Then we got Laura and Zachary out shopping with Dr. Damon, furniture shopping, because the two of them is, doing their own thing. They leaving and going on their, they're out there on their own. Laura's in school. Zachary's starting his little life, and they're, helping them pick out some little things for themselves. And then there was a whole little spot in there where Zachary made Dr. Damon cry. Told him he wanted to be just, he wished he could be just like him, as time goes on. He could just be just like him as far as being a doctor and the respect that he actually gets from his patients. And that made Dr. Damon cry. So that was a good moment with Dr. Damon, because we don't see very much of that type of emotion with Dr. Damon. Then we had Avery and Ashton over there with Grimace. And it was what it was. They cologne shopping, and they're at a place where you make cologne. I said, child, these kids reading their daddy down to the ground. Hey, so what do you think of? What do you think about cologne? It's fruity, old, and leathery. I said, them jokes just write themselves. Toya's boys is a mess. They're a mess. They just a mess. That's just who they are. And they always have the uncomfortable conversations. Toya's kids always have the uncomfortable conversation at it. So it's just, they do what they do. And I was just like, Lord have mercy. Okay, whatever. Moving on. See, up to this point, this episode, it was a bit boring. It really was a bit boring. It really wasn't hitting on much. And I was like, I know they're going to give us more than this. Okay. So then we seen Contessa real quick where they were getting ready to go on out, because they were going to have dinner and everything. I said, there must going to be something that happens at this dinner, because like I said, up to this point, I was kind of bored. And Contessa's telling the baby, Layla, about hold grudges, because the older girl holds grudges. And I said, I wonder where she got that from, Tessa. Where'd she get that grudge hold stuff from, Tessa? Oh, I'm glad you're not like that. But you are, aren't you? I said, whatever, Contessa, get off that phone and let's go. So they get out there, they get down to the table. Like I said, they had, they're there. And it's like, we haven't even discussed anything. Right. Y'all haven't done anything. Y'all haven't made any commentary. Y'all haven't done anything that is Bravo worthy. So what y'all going to do? Baby, they went to doing the most. Okay. They clicked the on switch. Quad ends up apologizing to Sweet Tea for being online and mimicking her voice. Now, Quad, come in close, my love. Come in close to the screen. Tell me why. Why did you do that, Quad? Why did you apologize to Sweet Tea for mimicking her voice? You didn't mean it. You said what you said. You were mimicking her voice. You and her taking shots back and forth. Would you apologize for that? See, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking y'all on these apologies. That apology wasn't hitting on nothing. You ain't bit more meant that, child. And she shouldn't even expected it. I wish I would accept an apology from a bitch that's sitting around making fun of me. You were making fun of me for clicks, views, and cackles and kikis. That's it, and that's all. There's no apology. Ain't nothing necessary, and ain't nothing. Apology for what? So I wasn't buying that. I wasn't feeling that, and I was like, Sweet Tea, stupid. Because I'd have told you, you can save that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Let's just move forward. and I'm going to yank you later. I'm going to read you next time I go down. And Sweet Tea, baby, Sweet Tea is over here. Then you know she's becoming a YouTuber too. Baby, last week's episode, she has some shit for you, Miss Simone. I said, oh, so now Simone's on the chopping block. I said, oh, y'all in this Sweet Tea. And you know y'all be in them comments telling Sweet Tea, this is Sweet Tea, that. Sweet Tea is just a bunch of bitches, everybody else, child. Just like everybody else. And when it comes time for the reunion, I think it's going to be very, very, very interesting. I really do, especially with her new YouTube stuff. She's just as nasty as everybody else. She be taking shots at. She was getting old Simone together. I said, okay. Anyway, moving on. Now, here's where it start doing what it's doing. They at the table. They doing a thing. Now, Contessa finally opens her mouth, and it went crazy. I had to run it back a few times, like, what the hell is going on here? Contessa said that Quad how did this go? Contessa told Heavenly that Heavenly said to Quad that Contessa is having a fake friendship with Sweet Tea. So Quad is looking like, what? And Contessa's like, yeah. So Quad's telling me what you said. You supposedly said, you know. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is crazy. So Quad's like, wait, hold on. No, what I said was, I said she doesn't know her. I said she doesn't know her. She's trying to get to know her. That's what I said. I never said that Contessa admitted to having. And so Heavenly's sitting there looking at her, and I'm like, okay, so Heavenly, why are you saying out loud now what Quad told you? I said, oh, this is a mess right here. This is a mess. And Contessa's like, so who's lying? You lying, Heavenly, or is Quad lying? Now, I got confused. I ran that part back a couple times, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I got tired, and I said, so it's a bunch of he said, she said bullshit, and I don't understand why Quad and Heavenly is in this like this. And why are y'all even in a position of, why you telling stuff? Why y'all telling people stuff that y'all saying to each other? I just didn't get it. It was a mess. Bunch of he said, she said. Horrible. It sprung from that into Heavenly get irritated. And I think she was really irritated with Quad. And the fact that her and Quad was on the spot, and this ain't the first time that her and Quad been on the spot with a conversation they had, and it gets out and they kind of overstep each other. That's just kind of, just a little backbiting type of little thing. But, nothing major for them to fall out about, but just kind of like a little thing that shouldn't even happen, because nobody should be saying anything to Contessa about something that Heavenly said or something that Quad said. Whatever they're talking about, what Contessa should stay between the two of them, whatever. So I think Heavenly got a little irritated altogether. And so after that, it was on. And of course, her beef is with Contessa. So, hey, it's going to be on. And Contessa is embarrassed, that has embarrassed them at this table at this point. But she told that girl, you mad at your husband. You mad at your husband. And you trying to take it out on me. You mad with the wrong person. I said, oop, here we go backwards. So this is the explosives that y'all wanted. No problem. So then Tessa ends up asking her, so do you think my husband's abusive? She's like, yeah. See, that's what I said. Yeah, I did. I think your husband. I said, oh. Now, Contessa, I don't know what you thought. She said it online, live. You pushing her to the wall like she wouldn't repeat it, or you thought she wasn't going to stand down in it. Now, here's the thing. Heavenly said what she said about Scott, and she ain't never took it back. I was on her live in real time when she said it in that season. season before last. I said, child, or however many seasons ago that was. And it just got ugly. It just really got ugly. Then Sweet Tea was jumping into her. You are abusive. I said, why are you talking? Why are you talking? Now you trying to jump in to help Contessa. Contessa don't need your help, stupid. Go sit down. Then Contessa starts firing off at Dr. Heavenly. And she told her, you buy everything in your life. The only person that's your real friend is your daughter. I said, oh, okay. Okay. All right. But again, she talked about her husband. But I was like, damn, okay, we're going to talk about the kids. Then she said, your kids hate you. Your husband hates you. Y'all sleeping in separate rooms. You bought your daughter a beauty supply store and it didn't work. I said, now y'all going there. Now y'all going there. When I just interviewed Dr. Heavenly earlier this week, and I asked her, the question I asked her, is the friendship with Contessa even worth saving? I hadn't seen this. I hadn't seen this. I actually think they've gone a bit too far at this point. Like they got ugly. Like they got ugly. I mean, they got ugly. They really did. They got ugly. So that was that. And I was like, all right, cool. Then she said, you need to be worried. No, what she say? I'm not the one that's out here worried about mixed babies out here with the last name Kimes. I said, okay, we're reaching the point of no return. Hey, 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 hey. I was like, y'all going down that road, baby. You're taking me. Y'all remember that song? Y'all going down that road now. I said, what in the heck is really going on? Honey, at that point, the little food lady was peeking. I said, I know that's right, girl. I was over beside her. I was peeking too. I said, yeah, y'all going a bit too far. Then there was a comic relief moment. And I said, right here, y'all could actually pull it up. And I thought they were going to get it handled, get it all on track, because that doggone Heavenly's titties was making an appearance. Honey, that little top, because she didn't got up and got all animated because, girl, she done took her, honey. She got her, baby. I said, girl, she got you, honey. Talk about the kids. Well, she didn't really talk about the kids, but she mentioned the kids and saying that the kids don't like her and that she just buys people. Oh, she accused her of paying her husband to stay with her. I said, oh, Jesus Christ. It was a mess. That was later on, but just a mess. I said, this is it, yeah. But when them titties, she jumped up, she's getting all loud, and that little outfit she had on was for standing still, and baby, her whole nipples was showing. They had to go get a jacket and squeeze her up in this little jacket. There's a mess. So there was a whole comic relief space right there. It was like funny. It's like, girl, your titties is out. And so that was funny. And that took and crushed what was going on, and it lightened the mood. And then it started kicking up again with Sweet Tea. And then her and Contessa again. I said, oh, here we go again. And then that damn Heavenly said, well, the two of y'all are bonding over the fact that neither one of y'all's husbands ain't shit. I said, and Contessa told her, you're stupid. And Heavenly said, your mama's stupid. I said, I definitely am going to say this. Definitely going to say this. I could see on Heavenly's face that she knew she screwed up. That's that old Miami shit. That old Miami, old ignorant Miami shit. It slid out of her mouth. And instead of pulling it back and cleaning it, she didn't clean it. She literally stood in it, and I could see it all over her face like, girl, you kind of knew you kind of screwed up a little bit, and it was going to escalate. It again, point of no return. When she stood in it and she said, "My mother." You're saying my mother's stupid. Like she gave you an out. She literally gave you an out, Heavenly. And I was like, but that she was acting like Dade County. I said, girl, and she stood straight up in it and said, yes, your mama's stupid. I said, you ain't really want to say that. You ain't really want to stand in that, but you just wasn't going to get punked. That's narcissism. You just weren't going to get punked. And I know your feelings was hurt about what was said about Dr. Damon. And the funny part, when she said the stuff about the babies and all that, when we had the little comic relief moment, all the women were like, that's a lie. That's a girl, where you getting? Nobody even bought it. Like nobody bought into it at all. They're like, oh girl, she lie roasted. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm one that can't stand lie roasted. I am down here, baby. I'm here. I will tongue wrestle with the best. Bitch, let's get it. Let's go. Baby, I'll clean it up, honey. I will go there with you. But I can't do the lie roasting thing. You sitting up trying to, that's not roasting and gagging. You ain't winning no points by telling lies when you know you lying and you making stuff up. So that didn't hit on nothing. Like literally nobody bought into it. They like turned their heads like, what? But nobody bought it. They all had confessionals saying, child, what is Contessa talking about? So nobody bought it. So it didn't even have to go there. But Heavenly was in her feelings. She's in her fifis, and she went there. Your mama. I was like, girl, that your mama always gets you in trouble. Now you're talking about her dead mama. And then your mother has passed on as well. So Contessa didn't return fire with your mother, you know. When Heavenly stood down in it, they just kind of looked like you gonna do that for real. Child. So it was just everybody was in their stuff. Her kids came up in it, her husband came up in it. Scott, the husbands ain't no big deal. I mean, they grown. The kids and the mama that done transition was the out of bounds stuff that really got it going. I was like, really, y'all. Well, I mean, the truth of the matter is, I guess this thing is that ugly because he's her husband, and for you to be saying her husband ain't shit and that her husband cheats, and so your husband's a cheater and you know it. So it just kept getting. It was just ugly. Your husband's a cheater and you know it. When she told her about her mother, honey, that damn Contessa came from behind that table, and she told her, let's square up, huh? I'm looking at Phaedra in the damn confessional. Phaedra said, oh, baby, no, wait a minute. Now, something we don't do in the Black community is talk about each other's mother. Baby, we don't do that. She's going to say, yeah, go on over there and beat her up. I said, now, wait a minute. Now, Phaedra, you out of order because the other thing that we don't do in the Black community is say that somebody is a sexual deviant when they are not. And did you want us to tell Candy to beat your ass? No, you didn't. I said, Phaedra, out of order. Anyway, moving on. So it was, that whole, I say she didn't want to stand in it, but the narcissism just, she just wasn't going to be outdone. And because she was making a good point when she said, I gave you advice. It's what I did. And then you got mad at me. I gave you advice about your husband and his cheating and whatever and his abusive ways. And you took it and came back the next season and got mad at me. Said, then you're accusing me of trying to ruin your family. I don't even do that. What I did was gave you advice and you basically gave displaced anger. I said, child, you was doing good. But here's the thing. When Contessa, I should laugh. When Contessa was coming around the table, telling her to square up, and when she said square up, why Dr. Heavenly say security? I said, You done talked about the dead mama, and you talk about the husband and all that old shit, and you sit up there talking about security. Ain't no security. Girl, she said square up, sis. I said, Lord have mercy. I said, this is horrible. But when she broke away from over the other side of the table, and made her move around the table. Child, why Jackie fall? And Jackie said, I was knocked to the ground. You fell, Jackie. Anybody knocked you down. You fell. Your old ass toppled over. You fell. I felt bad for Jackie because I think she kind of hurt herself falling, but I think it was more with Jackie. She was embarrassed by how they were acting. She was embarrassed that her ass fell, okay, because you know how she is. And I think she hurt herself when she fell a little bit. And I think that she was afraid. She was afraid because she told Toya, don't let them fight. Don't let them fight. Don't let them fight. Toya gonna say, girl, I ain't getting in that, honey. I know. Yeah, because she remember when Shoot Lucy banged her upside her head with her purse, honey, when her and Mariah was jumping her. Child will never forget it, honey. Shoot Lucy. I said, oh, somebody get Shoot Lucy, honey. But yeah, Toya's like, I ain't going over there. Take 2 or 3 people to do all that. With the test, I ain't doing all that. Stand over here with you, Jackie. Said, if you walk away, Jackie, Heavenly will walk away. Child, they get them all separated out. Jackie in the little cart telling Heavenly, just hush, hush. She said, but she brought the kids up and Toya told her, y'all both were wrong. Y'all both were wrong. Y'all both went places that you had no business going. So just stop talking about who said what. Just shut up about it. And Jackie told Heavenly, just stop talking. Just stop talking. She started crying. And Heavenly told her, she said, Jackie, don't start that here. She wasn't for it. So then on both sides, Heavenly ain't want to hear them telling her about what she did wrong. She's like, I know y'all ain't taking sides. Contestant doing the same thing. I get it on both ends. Like I don't want to hear that. But they were saying, y'all, I know coming here with the y'all both did what y'all did. Yes, she brought up Scott first. She did go outside of the two of us, just the two of us. She brought up Scott first, and it just went from there. It went from there. She didn't say nothing about well, not in the beginning. Yeah, I mean, it just went. It went from Dr. Scott. So in essence, you'd have to say that Heavenly started it because you went to the family, and then it just went. I mean, it just went. Once it starts going, then it just is what it is, and it really don't matter who starts. It just went ugly, and it was on both parts. They both got down low when nobody usually gets this low on this show at all. Quad says, I apologize for her words. What does that mean, Quad? I apologize for her words. What does that mean? What does that mean exactly? Let's go back. Let's do some history. Would you have accepted that if Darren would have told you he apologized for that water or that drink or whatever it was in that glass with Lisa Nicole? So I don't understand the I apologize for her words. But in contestant fashion, contestant made fun of it and said, shit, that's all right. She said, and just for that, she ain't attack Quad. She said, just for that, I'm going to take 2 of these Buckles souvenirs so I can have something to take home from this bullshit ass party. I just fell out laughing. I was like, okay, the comedy part of it's back. So at that point, you see contestant had calmed down. I wonder how much actual time had actually went by at that point. But contestant had calmed down. And she's making a joke. She's like, I'm ready to go. Quad said, child, give me another drink, child. This is a mess. Oh, here's the other thing, sweet tea. So Jackie falls over, and she said, I look up and I see the hand of sweet tea to help me up off the ground. And that meant something to Jackie. You know her, sweet tea. You know, that damn sweet tea cut her at the knees in her confessional. She said, you know, I always like to help the elderly out. And I'm doing a good Lord's work. I said, never will she give you a pat of appreciation, and you gave her shade, honey. I said, oh, you and that old shit. Okay. A mess. A whole mess. A whole mess. But here's the thing. She got you back, baby. Jackie was on What's Happening Live. What happened was happening live. And she said they played this little game of, do you feel, tell us a time where a lady on your cast owes you an apology. And when she got to Sweet Tea, they said, well, what does Sweet Tea owe you an apology for? That damn shady ass Jackie said, she owes me an apology for just being around. I said, she got you back, honey. I said, damn, you can't win for losing, Sweet Tea. You sure can't. But this episode, it got much better once we got past the photo shoot and all of this. This was really a mess. That dinner, that was a messy, messy dinner. I ain't got that messy in quite some time. Quite some time. And nobody wanted them to fight. Nobody wanted them to fight. They all was up in their feelings. They were up in their feelings. But honey, that Jackie was too through, baby. She had done kissed that ground, honey, and was embarrassed and heavily wouldn't shut up. And it was a mess. Anyway, that's married to medicine, honey. I don't know about Heavenly and Contessa and if they'll ever be able to pick the pieces up, really. Because if they go, if their conversation goes back, to the husband versus they've gone so low with each other, it's kind of hard to not. Once you've crossed that, it's kind of hard not to cross that because it kind of takes you back. You'd be like, I remember last time this bitch said, I'm gonna get this bitch. So I don't know. I can't even sit and say I'm hopeful. I just don't know what's going to happen with these people. I really don't. I don't know. Oh, and there was the conversation. See, I didn't forgot all about it because I'm so tired of that conversation about Napa. But Quad had her moment where they basically was like, girl, people kind of girl, people were literally not, they apologized because they kind of didn't want, some people just didn't want it with you, like Jackie, her apology was shady, but it was apology. Simone that made her decision, she ain't apologizing. She just ain't. She's not going to apologize for Napa. That's all there's to it. Quad wanted to think, honey, that Toya said, girl, why are you so dramatic? Why are you being so dramatic? Talking about you bled out and this, that, and the other. And I thought that was I was like, y'all kind of trying to downplay what y'all did. Like, y'all got her. Like, y'all really did get her. Y'all really did crack her face. Y'all really did embarrass her. And y'all just, then you basically are letting her know that the apologies y'all gave was pretty fake. So I'm like, okay, I don't know about that either. So look, I don't know. I don't think, wasn't no resolve of nothing. And other stuff just started happening. But I promise you, Quad was probably mad as hell still. Probably mad all over again. Because they kind of dismissed it. And then to find out, they sitting, nobody denied that the apologies they gave were fake. Anyway, child, we'll see. We will see what they do next. But it looks to me like they unraveled what they had kind of tried to fix with Quad in this episode. And Contessa and Heavenly look like a no-go. Heavenly and Sweet Tea, I don't know. Ain't nothing been resolved. This trip was a bust, Teddy. Out there in them projects, over there in the middle of the night in the dark with the animals and all that. The whole trip just was a bust, if you ask me. But okay. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all on the next one. Oh, and absolutely, Merry Christmas to everybody. We got a few days. What is it? 2 days, and then we'll be in full swing for Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you and yours. I'll see y'all on the other side of the holiday as we prepare for the other one. We'll be preparing. Next time you see me, we'll be preparing for New Year's. But have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see y'all next week. Later.